Big fan of the vitamin D.
Yeah. You can get some vitamin D today.
Yeah.
There are some awkwardly large butt plugs. So told everybody, lube up.
Yeah, we're at summer camp. It
We're at
feels like
summer
we're
camp.
at summer camp.
Except everyone wants to fuck. And the camp counselors are hot as hell.
Have you ever had two cocks at one time in real life?
Never.
It is like a magical experience.
It sounds magical. Yeah.
And then you just, obviously you get to have like a ton of orgasms. So
Yeah, what's your average number of orgasms you have per party?
per party,
Fire spanking. And we had a line of 5 scrumptious booties.
You do have a great booty. I saw it.
Oh my God,
earlier
Barbie,
too.
Barbie, thank you. You're giving me so much energy right now.
You just had a few orgasms.
I did.
Can you tell us about them? Getting your ass spanked on the side of this beautiful fireplace session. I'm just like, oh my God, I love this girl.
She is living her best life.
Yes.
Welcome to Sweet Release. Hi, sweets. Welcome back. I'm Barbie Jean, your host, and today on Sweet Release, I am up in the valley at this beautiful mansion at the Play Camp, which is a sex party. It's a day party into a night party. There's games, there's fun activities. There's so many beautiful, just awesome people. Everyone is arriving now. If you can hear, the music is going and people are showing up, and it is hot out here today. But we are going to have a great time out here, y'all. I'm so excited to be here. I'm excited to just introduce you to some really awesome people and just hear different perspectives and why people are here today and, you know, what brought them here and really just how they're feeling and all of that. We're here all day long and it's going to be a fun time. And I am just so excited for this episode. So stay tuned for a day full of play and fun. Okay, you two beautiful orange camp counselors.
Yes.
Tell me how you're feeling right now.
pretty excited, happy, energetic. Around all of our great friends. I mean, the day doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, this is just playful fun. You know, it's a playful play. Really, I think that's what I'm most excited about.
No pun intended. It's literally fun.
Absolutely, I don't.
Like little kids.
Yeah.
We're just like little kids in a candy shop, just like running around, bouncing around, smiling, hugging.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this event too, is because it's kind of igniting your inner child, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you guys are the counselors, so you're on the working side, if you will, in a way, the leadership team. Could you tell me about that? How long have you been doing it?
I've been part for like 3 years now, and Michael has been really good about creating such a good team of literally these types of personalities of like non-judgmental, open-minded, super friendly, outgoing, like people. And he's done.
God, whatever. You're totally just stealing the limelight and just like talking so much. Just kidding.
Told you he's douchey today.
I made the mistake of watching Wet Hot American Summer. Yeah, exactly.
That's the inspo.
Yeah, that's the
Wet Hot American
inspiration.
Summer.
So
today.
I don't know, Paul Rudd's character just really resonated with me. Even though
at all.
exactly in real life I'm really Coop. Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Coop is like this sensitive guy who doesn't fuck or get any. Can I say fuck on this podcast?
You can say whatever you want. Thank you. So you guys are here to work, but are you also here to play too? Like, what's the leadership style?
Well, we're
like? You're
volunteering.
Kind of volunteering.
Yeah.
I see.
I actually I don't play at play parties. I'm just here for the vibes and build connections with people that are like-minded. I actually get more enjoyment out of like not having like there's sexual chemistry for sure, but my own personal thing is just vibing with people.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I love the vibe too. For me, it's like a 50-50 kind of thing. Like if I'm actually gonna have intercourse, but I just like to be in the sexy environment. This is where I feel the most free, where I feel the most open myself, because it's just you're free to be, you're free to ask, you're free to say no. It's a consent-based container, which is just beautiful. So there's no expectation, but there's sort of the, what would you say?
There's no offense. Like everyone's so free-spirited and there's no offense with saying no. There's no offense with saying yes. Like everyone's
asking. It's safe to ask. I love an environment where it's safe to ask.
Yeah, it's just always like everything is surrounded by good vibes no matter what.
And here we are. Now they're making out. Thank you, guys. Hi, Nick. Thanks for being here.
Hi.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you feeling excited? Nervous?
A little bit of both.
Have you been to something like this before?
I have. I've been to a few of these with this and then a couple smaller group parties that are not affiliated.
So this is this your first day party into a night party, or
it is my first day party into a night party? I'm really excited about
I'm excited about that too. I'm a day party person.
Same.
So I'm a fan of the sunshine. I mean, it's 100 degrees, which I would take it or leave it. But
there's a pool though.
Yeah, there's a pool. Are you planning on jumping in the pool?
Definitely. Yeah, awesome. It's way too hot not to.
I love that. Well, so tell me a little bit about what brought you here today. Is there any specific reason or just kind of feeling the vibes?
Yeah, well, I mean, the theme is amazing. I was really excited to come do a summer camp theme and during the day. I'm a huge fan of day parties also because usually if I've got to get there at 9 or 10, I'm already winding down my day. So if we can start during the day, it's awesome. And the people here are amazing. I always know I'm going to see people I like and I'm going to meet new people that I really connect with.
Love that.
Yeah.
Is it kind of empowering coming on your own?
It is. I usually don't come solo, but I don't come with a partner. I've brought friends. Mm-hmm. Today is the first time I haven't brought anyone with me. So I was more nervous than usual coming, even though it's almost the same. I don't hang out with my friends that much when we come to these. So, but
it's just nice to have that support.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is a great community. I really enjoy the community, and I didn't feel like I would be unsafe or anything. So,
love that.
Yeah.
Is there something you're looking forward to today before we let you go? Anything exciting?
I'm really excited to see what they do with all the games because usually there's really fun, interactive, connecting activities, and it seems silly in a really fun way today.
Love it. Yeah, games are a good time. Well, thanks again, Nick, for being here. Appreciate you.
Sure.
Hi, Sydney. Thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate it. How are you feeling today?
I am lovely. I'm excited.
You're excited?
I am, yes.
Yeah. I know. There's some welcome to camp signs
right?
in the back.
I'm so excited. It's so dope.
What are you most excited about today?
Everything. Probably the games. I loved summer camp growing up. Oh my gosh, I love summer camp. So
you went to summer camp when
I did.
you were a kid?
I did, yeah. Primetime sports camp. It was so fun. I went for a couple years. So I'm excited to see how it holds up to my nostalgic experiences.
I love that. So now your adult life is going to be a little bit different.
Yes.
But it's reigniting the young energy, which I love.
It is. I was so excited just to wear these socks today.
Yeah, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Is this your first time at a play party like this?
No, this is my third one.
Okay.
Yes, this is my third one. So I'm still fairly new to the lifestyle, but this is my third one. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to anything specific? Are you planning on playing tonight? Or are you just kind of feeling the vibes?
Just feeling the vibes. I never know how everything's going to go. My first one, I had no plans on playing, and then I did the next morning. So I have no clue how anything's going to go. I'm just here. Along for the ride.
Here for a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Exactly.
Well, you look good. We're all dressed in our little summer camp vibes.
Yes.
Is there something you love about the play specifically?
People. The people are so dope.
Yeah, the people.
I'm pretty shy and kind of awkward a little bit. And so every time I get here, I'm like, but then I always get reminded when people come to me, everyone's so cool here. And we're all just a little awkward ourselves. And there's no reason to be, So the people are cool. Yeah.
They're authentic.
Yes, very welcoming. I also love how everybody gives hugs, real hugs, not side hugs. So, yeah.
Yeah, hugs are important.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you chatting with me a little bit.
Of course, thank you.
Maybe we'll chat again later, see how you're feeling.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, TK.
What's up, Barbie Jean? How you doing, Sweet Pea? How are you?
Can you tell me what brought you here today? You're part of the volunteer squad, right?
Yes, I am. So I'm part of the volunteer team here with the play. I actually have my own shibari education, training, and equipment business called Bond Intimate, LLC. And I generally contribute some rope bondage expertise, a little bit of performance action, stuff like that. And I kind of use it as a mechanism to help people to grow the intimacy in their own partnerships.
I love that. Yeah, I've talked a lot about rope on the podcast.
Oh, super cool. Awesome.
I'm a big fan.
Are you a bunny yourself? Or?
Yeah. I've done both. I've done a couple workshops too on the teaching side.
Oh, we got to get you into one of my workshops sometime. Yeah.
So that's kind of what brought you into this kind of community.
Yeah. So that was kind of my bridge into it. I've been involved in play party conscious communities for I don't know, a number of years now. I started back in Denver, Colorado, and then have also done like events in Las Vegas, and then obviously here in Los Angeles. I love it. But my step in was definitely based on, or I guess via the kink BDSM kind of world. But the first space that I actually ever performed at was a swinger space, which is a little bit different than kind of the traditional kink BDSM type community in terms of sort of values and priorities and things like that.
Nice. That's awesome. So what are you looking forward to something specific today?
Today it's really cool that it's just going to be like our first daytime kind of party like this. So we've had some little sort of smaller, kind of private daytime things that we've done and whatever else. But I always love the daytime vibes for a play party. It definitely just changes the energy a little bit, makes it super fun, different. I don't know. It's just cool to be in the daylight. I think that the connotation around these types of containers is that, it's sort of dark, dingy, like whatever. Mm-hmm. But when you actually do it in the daytime outside in like a nice private secluded area like we have right here, it's really spectacular.
Love it.
Yeah. How about yourself?
I'm looking forward to the day vibes too. I love partying during the daytime, so the fact that it's starting in the sunshine is amazing. I'm a big fan of the vitamin D.
Yeah, you're gonna get some vitamin D today.
Yeah. I'm just hoping to create a vulnerable space for people to open up and share how they're feeling and what brought them here. And
I love that.
And that's kind of my intention for today. So
totally.
We'll see. I know there's an after party, so maybe that's where I'll let loose a little bit. But I'm kind of in work mode up until then.
So you're going to be basically working through the whole party itself. Yeah. Are you going to be able to drop in or take any opportunities to get a little saucy?
I might see how I'm feeling.
Oh, you must. You must, Queen. Come on. You're looking so gorgeous out here,
Thank you.
Yeah, you got to get a little freaky.
Well, yeah, probably.
Maybe just hop in that pool a little bit, get a little wet and wild.
Definitely want to hop in the pool. No, I think I might actually have to start taking off a layer.
Hey, I don't think anyone will be complaining about that. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for chatting with me. I'd love to maybe chat with you again later and see how you're feeling later on.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity to speak, Barbie. It was great talking to
you. Talk soon.
Awesome.
Hi, Kev.
Hi.
Thanks for chatting with me.
Thanks for having me.
This is your house. No, thanks for having me.
I am happy to welcome all the summer campers.
Yeah, so this is awesome. This is the first time they've had a play party at this location, but you've hosted others at other houses of yours, right? Or something you said?
Yeah, so Michael and I were talking, and we had this idea about doing a wet, hot American summer party in the pool. And then we got to talking about, remember all the fun things that we used to do at summer camp? So we watched Heavyweights and a couple other old school summer camp movies, Camp Nowhere. And we tried to design a party around it.
I love it. That's awesome. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. So I'm the lifeguard for the day.
Okay.
So I'm trying to keep everybody safe and hopefully having a good time.
Awesome. Are you looking forward to anything specific?
Just hopefully everybody having a good time.
Yeah. Good vibes all around.
Good vibes. Yeah.
And you said, I liked what you said earlier. There were some other people arriving and it was a married couple and they chose the same team, but you and your wife chose separate teams.
Yeah. We went opposite. I'm looking forward to competing against my wife. We're both very competitive.
I love that.
She'll probably win. But we'll have a good time.
I love that. Well, anything else you could leave us with? Is there anything that you love most about the playful vibes of these kind of parties?
There's a lot of play parties out there, but what Michael does with the play is really special. And I love it because he puts so much time and attention and detail into these like fun little bits that make all the difference. And it's interactive and immersive, and it seems like it's a kind of beautiful opportunity to people to explore new things that they don't normally get to try or like too afraid to. And everybody here, there's no judgment, and you can like be your free wild self, and it's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, that's the best part. You can just be authentic, be you, and just everyone's so welcoming too.
Yeah, no judgment. And I think what Michael has created is really beautiful, and I'm happy to help help him continue that vision that he's got.
Yeah, thanks for the gift of your home today.
My pleasure.
And thanks for being here. Maybe we can chat later and see how you're feeling a little later on.
Sure.
Cool. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Hi, Michael.
Hey, Barbie.
How are you? Good to see you.
I'm doing well. It's good to see you too.
How are you feeling? You're one of the founders here, so you're kind of boss vibes right now.
I don't know about boss vibes. I'm just one of the people, but the party is immaculate. The vibe is amazing right now. This is our first day party, and it won't be our last. I think we're going to continue the play camp theme.
Everyone that I've talked to, that was like one of their favorite things so far is like just the day vibes. They're like, yes, day parties are the best.
I love the day vibes. The party started at 2 and ends at 12. So we have a nice little 10-hour party. And, you know, a lot of play parties are 4 hours. I like having the parties. Our parties are usually 8 hours, but this one is 10 because of the daytime. But it gives people like those first 4 hours to really drop in and get to know each other before any play happens. I think everybody likes to build a rapport and, have good conversation before they play. One of my sayings is capture my mind before I give you my body.
I love that. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, you guys have curated it magically. It's game time right now, right? So we're in game mode.
Yes. So we've divided everybody into 4 cabins, and they're now deciding what activities that they'll do. And the 4 activities are a wet t-shirt and wet boxer contest. Okay.
Gotta keep it equal.
Yeah, gotta keep it equal. Then we're gonna have a popsicle eating contest. And look, it's not about how many you eat, it's how you eat it, you know?
Technique.
Exactly. We love a good technique. And then the next one will be Flip Cup, because America.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Why not? And then after Flip Cup is my favorite, which is going to be bobbing for sex toys. So we'll put a bunch of sex toys in the pool, and people will, campers from each cabin will go in there and get them out, but they can't use their hands when they're taking out of the pool. So they can use their hands, like put it on them or put it in them, and then try to get as many as they can out of the pool in a designated time.
Without any other form of...
However you want to get that sex toy out of the pool, there are some awkwardly large butt plugs. So told everybody, lube up. We also are going to have a talent show at the end. A big thing at the play is people expressing themselves. We want people to be able to express their divine energy, whatever that talent is that they have, that creativity. That's our big thing at the play, is artistic expression. So talent show. And then as the night goes on, we're gonna have a slow dance, because
gotta end the summer camp with the slow dance.
Exactly. Did you ever see the movie Heavyweights?
No.
With Ben Stiller? One of my favorites, but they have like this slow dance that happened at it. I was like, you know what? I want to do that. The inspiration for this party was Wet Hot American Summer and MTV Spring Break. So we got a nice little combo of that happening.
Yeah, everyone's dressed to the vibes. It's a lot of fun.
That's one of the cool things I like about just play parties in general. I think play parties always have a theme to them, and people really drop into the themes. So for us, having unique themes is great because it allows people to show their artistic expression and get ready. And if maybe you don't have a talent as far as, one's like painting or a musician, but just dressing up is a great way of self-expression.
Yeah, and it's a good conversation starter too, which is fun.
It's a great conversation starter.
Easy to compliment.
That's one of the things that we really like to do here, is really get people having deep conversations. And so we've given everybody a lanyard, and you can see it's a little play vibe. I could have done a little better with the decoration, I'll be honest, but on the front side, it has your name, and on the back side, it has your desire and your boundary. So right now in the cabins, everybody's going around sharing their name, their desire, and their boundary. My desire today, because I'm not playing today. I like, this is my service. This is an experience I want to give to people. So my desire, though, is to host the best play party ever. And my boundary today is no butt stuff.
That's what I almost put on mine. I switched it
I'll
up.
just say, there's a time and a place, but at the day party, I'm not mentally there.
That's what I thought. There's a time and a place for butt stuff, but no, what did I put? I can't remember. Okay, so my my desire is to create vulnerable, fun space and conversation.
I love
Oh, my boundary, don't get litty. And also like listen and reflect, which I don't know if that's even a boundary.
Love that. Don't get too litty. Don't get too litty.
I'm like drinking water. I'm trying to keep it,
There's going to be an after party.
That's what I was telling myself. I'll let loose at the after party.
That's awesome.
Well, thanks again for having me. Thanks for this collaboration opportunity. Thanks for sharing with my listeners again.
I love your podcast. I love what you're doing. Love your energy, Barty. And then also, I always have to thank you for creating the space for these type of conversations, giving people a view into this space, making sure that we're taking the stigma off of not just play parties, but sexually positive environments and people. You know, sex has been around since the beginning of time. And us taking away that stigma and just showing how normal it is, I think creates a lot of healthy conversation in relationships and just amongst people in general. So thank you so much for what you're doing.
Yeah, I appreciate that so much.
Of course.
I love this.
I'll see you at camp.
See you soon. Hi, baby.
Hey, baby girl.
It's your debut on my podcast.
Well, I'm usually behind the camera, but when the moment calls, here we go.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Yes, thank you for always being my cameraman. I appreciate you for that.
Of course.
How do you feel being here at this gorgeous space?
Man, Michael and the whole team, they just really know how to throw a good party. And, you know, when you come to something like this, it's a whole production. You know, it's almost like the thing that sucks about music festivals is sometimes how long and arduous they are. And here you kind of get like what you're looking for from an experience like that, but just handed to you on a silver platter. And so you come in, zero effort, there's no money, there's nothing to do when you get here except have a good time and meet cool people, and that's it. And so it's just a really fun experience, and I'm always stoked to be here.
I know, it's so fun to have you two with me all the time. I love it. The vibe is great. And this is our second play party. I mean, we went to a couple play parties in the beginning of our relationship.
But not the play.
Right. But but in realms of our relationship and play parties, like what has been your favorite experience at a play party that you've had?
Well, it wasn't really a play party, but it's hard to beat the blindfolded 6-person blowjob that happened it was like an after party of a play party.
The Jenga. You lost Jenga.
I lost dirty Jenga. and somehow I won.
You got 7 minutes in heaven or something.
Well, I got blindfolded and put into a room, and anyone could do anything they wanted to. And
you just got a bunch of women in there.
Essentially, my clothes got ripped off, a titty popped in my mouth, and next thing you know, there's a bunch of beautiful women giving me head and asking me who I thought it was when I hadn't even met everyone. So I didn't know. But it was a really fun time.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a year or two into our relationship. That was a fun time.
Yeah. But as far as like official parties go, you know, the Matrix, this one is shaping up to be pretty awesome. Having it during the day is just next level. You know, I love being in the sunshine. I love the vibe that comes with just people being outside and enjoying themselves. The Matrix was sick because it was just so done right. Like you pick up a payphone and Morpheus is telling you to come into the Matrix. You know, like who thought of that? And here, you know, they had a goal and they set their sights and they hit it.
Yeah, we're at summer camp. We're at summer camp.
Except everyone wants to fuck, and the camp counselors are hot as hell.
It's true. There are some sexy ones. Have you got your eyes on anyone specific?
You know, I kind of have not yet. You know, I just kind of landed, and so I'm just getting my bearings about me and soaking it all up. You know, everywhere you look, there's someone beautiful. Mm-hmm. So there's conversations to be had, people to be met. That's for sure. How about you?
Yeah, there are a few people. That I'm like, damn, they're fun. They got good energy. I've been interviewing some fun people so far and feeling vibes. But yeah, similarly, I feel like I'm definitely in like my workflow, so I'm not really thinking too much about sex.
For
It's
sure.
like hard not to think about it when we're at this space where everyone's wearing thong bikinis and
Also, hard to film a podcast and make content when you're in the zone sexually. So
yeah. So I'm trying to stay clear-headed. But yeah, I'm excited to mingle and meet more people later and maybe have some sensual moments later on. I think that would be fun.
for sure. For sure.
Well, thanks, baby, for chatting and being on here for the first time ever.
I'm always here for you.
I know. I love you so much.
Love you.
Mwah. Hello, gorgeous.
Hello, beautiful.
Thanks for being here. Obviously, we can't see you, but I appreciate you having a chat with me anyways.
Well, I'm very excited to have a chat with you, especially because you can't see me.
Yeah, does it make you feel more comfortable?
Much more comfortable.
Yeah, and I want that. So amazing. So tell me kind of what brought you here today.
I love camp, and that's today's theme.
Yes, summer camp.
But play parties in general, I came to, I think, for two reasons. One, I like touch, and I don't feel the need to be in a committed relationship to enjoy physical connection with someone. And I think it's a lot of trauma processing for me.
Really?
Yeah. That's been my experience.
So it's a healing journey.
It's absolutely a healing journey.
It's so true. And I focus a lot of my episodes on reminding people that pleasure can be so healing.
Yeah.
So could you walk us through that? Like, how is it this trauma?
I mean, in
release?
so many ways, right? I have a very religious background. And so sexuality is something that's very much private, sacred, between a committed married couple only. And I also have a background of abuse and of sexual abuse. And so that combination is already a mind fuck, just to start with, right? This is forbidden. We don't do it except to you, to hurt you, but not really, but just because it makes us feel good, but we don't care about you or if it hurts you. And all of that, right?
Yeah.
That so many abuse survivors have to go through. Try to piece together that confusion. And I find play parties really healing to see people having fun, first of all, to re-experience things that I think I experienced younger that were really traumatic as an adult and be like, oh, this is fine. Like even just watching people, play together. Oh, no one's being hurt. It's like I'm rewiring my brain.
Yeah,
every time.
Totally. I love that. Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. What is something that you were like looking forward to today most?
Camp. No, just play. Every time I come to a party, I connect with different people. A lot of the time, new people. I come alone. At this point, I've gone to enough that I know people already. But the first few times, I was the only person I knew coming in. And so I'm conditioned to meet new people. And it's kind of like an adventure. It almost feels like solo travel every new party.
Yes.
So looking forward to meeting new people, having new experiences, being in flow, just like what comes, what doesn't. Maybe I'll come. Who knows?
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. The connection is like a big part of it. Learning it, just connecting and flowing. It's like just experiencing life in a fun way.
Yeah. And the fun and the play, and very different than, let's say, a club scene. And I'm also involved in like the dance scene in a lot of places. There, I feel that there are a lot of undercover agendas, and they're not really secret, but it's like people go to dance events hoping to cook up. And here, that's just what's on the table. Like it just feels so much cleaner. It's like, we all know why we're here.
Yeah.
Everyone's on the same page.
This is our intention.
This is our intention. No one's pretending to be here for a different reason. No one's like, I'll come and maybe make a friend. Yeah, that too. But no one's coming and being like, I'm here to pretend to dance, but really I'm trying to take someone home. Everyone here's like, I don't even have to take you home. We can play right here. We don't have to go anywhere.
I love that. Dancing is really healing too.
I love dance. Dance has been such a big part of my healing journey.
It's liberating, as is sex and pleasure. It's just another experience to, uplift you and move you through life.
Yeah. The movement, the connection, And again, if you have trauma background, for me, it's so much of like a rewiring of experiences.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Well, is there anything else that you want to leave us with before I let you go? Maybe we'll talk again a little later, but
I think that would be fun. I think later would be fun. We have to see how the day plays
see
out.
how the camp goes for you, and maybe you'll win some. Are you going to do the popsicle?
I am not, but I am going to do the talent show.
The talent show. What's your talent, or do you want to say it?
Our what do they call them? Bunks, groups, whatever, cabins.
Cabins,
Our cabin is going to do a song and dance.
Okay, so yeah, you'll be a part of the dance.
I will be a part of it.
Miss Dancer. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me, and maybe we'll hear how your night's going later on.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
You just won the wet t-shirt contest.
Yes, I did.
How do you feel?
I feel like a winner.
Yeah.
I feel great. I love when people look at me and people appreciate me. So.
You have the perfect body for it. Your boobs are amazing. You look amazing. How did it feel up there, like just getting water thrown at you? I mean, people had buckets. I mean, that was incredible.
Well, it was a little bit uncomfortable at times. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. I'm pretty sure one of my friends was doing it a little bit on purpose. Yeah. I think that he saw an opportunity and he took it.
Yeah.
But also, it's fun to. I'm a little bit of an exhibitionist, so
yes.
It's fun to get myself
show
out
off
there.
a little, dance a little, get a little wet and wild.
Yeah.
Awesome. What brings you here today? I know the music is starting.
To have fun. I just want to experience new things. I'm always trying to experience new things. This is the third play party that I've been to with this group. And every time I come here, I meet people who become my friends outside of the play party. Because it's a really great group. And then you get to have like a ton of orgasms. So
yeah, what's your average number of orgasms you have per party?
Per party? I think it's a very wide range. I think that my first one, I only came like maybe once or twice. The most recent one, there was, oh God, what is it called? It looks like a vaulting, like a vault, but it vibrates.
Are you talking about a Sibian?
Yes, there was a Sibian. So a few times, quite a few times on that.
So you were riding it and someone had the remote control to like control it?
Yeah, they just turned it on. They didn't really control it. They just turned it on.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've always had a great experience here at least. So I always come back.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Do you have any things that you're excited for tonight, or any dreams or desires like that you're looking forward to, or?
I just want, like I said, I want to experience new things. So I want to meet new people. I want to make as many new connections as possible. Just whatever the vibes are, wherever the energy takes me, I will go. I'm just letting it happen.
I love that. You said you came with some friends, or?
Yeah, I came with a couple. Well, I have friends here who I knew from other play parties, and one of my friends drove me.
Nice. Does it feel empowering to be like kind of, I mean, you have friends with you, but as a solo woman here, like, does it feel empowering?
It does. The first time that I went to one of these parties, I came with one other friend, and she and I she hasn't been able to come back to another one, but having a friend there is great, but you still have to be independent. You still have to be able to go out there on your own. And while it's nice to have people that you can rely on, and I've always had people that I can rely on around me, they're more so like a parachute. They're like a fallback. Mm-hmm. They're not really what drives you through the whole evening. You just kind of have to put all of your shit aside. And if you need to put on a mask for the day and be a different person and be a more confident person for the day, then do it. And you can go out and get fucked or fuck people, or not do that at all, because that's not always what play parties are for. You can also just talk and meet new people and have good conversations. But I lost my way at some point during this during this
No,
rant.
that's such great advice. It's true. Like you can sometimes put on a brave face or act a different way that you're not always just to experience a new experience, you know? And yeah, be brave and just do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm single. I'm happy to be single. I'm happy that I have places like this that I can go where I can be as sexually free as I want to be and not be judged for it.
Yeah, that's what's the best about this. And that's my goal too. This podcast is just to allow a space for people to feel comfortable, you know, being sexually free. So thanks so much for sharing and coming on and chatting a little bit with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I would love to maybe talk to you later and see how your night's going. Maybe there'll be another double winner. Maybe you'll win something else today.
Well, there is a talent show later that we're participating in. I don't know what's happening there. But I hope this is not the talent show right now. That shouldn't have been the talent show.
No, I think that's later on.
But am I confident that we're going to win it? No. Do I think we'll have a whole lot of fun trying? Yes.
I love that. What's the talent?
I think I should keep that a secret.
You want to keep it a secret?
That's a secret.
Fun. Yeah. Are you loving this camp vibe?
Yes.
Like the day camp vibe?
Very much. Oh, this is so much fun. Oh my God.
Fun. Good. Well, thanks, Stephanie. I appreciate you chatting.
Thank you
We'll
for having
chat
me.
again later. Bye. Okay. Now sitting next to me, I have the winners of the Popsicle eating contest, which is very exciting because I missed it. I was interviewing someone and we heard everyone hooting and hollering. So I'm going to pass this mic to you. If you guys just want to tell us, everyone listening and watching, like what that was like, what your technique was, all the juicy details.
Okay. Well, so for me personally, I love going down on men. I really do. Specifically my boyfriend. He has like the best dick in the world. I swear to God. So I was just thinking about him and what I would do to him and what we usually do in the bedroom. And I was just going to town on that thing. I was getting nasty with that thing, you know?
I mean, it was a similar thought. You know, I definitely just really wanted to project a cunnilingus situation. And yeah, you know, I definitely like going down on women. I like, you know, just letting people know that I might know where to go, you know, specifically with the clits and the folds. I don't know if your listeners can handle this level of details.
We love the details.
But we're still talking about popsicles, I think. And, you know, we got a choice of the shape of the popsicle, and I just wanted the broad, flat ones as opposed to more of an icicle kind of look, because I was like, this is what I want people to see, you know, especially, you know, for foreshadowing for the rest of the evening, you know.
I love that. Was this your first time doing something like this? A popsicle eating, drink sucking, licking contest?
For me, usually when I do these events, I'm not like very up in front of everybody, like doing, you know, God knows what. But I don't know. When they mentioned a popsicle eating contest, I just felt called to it. And I had a fucking blast doing it too. I had 2 popsicles at one time at one point. I was double fisting them, you know, so I was just going to town.
Amazing. Have you ever had 2 cocks at one time in
No,
real life?
never.
It is
Yeah.
like a magical experience.
It sounds magical.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So fun. Well, if you don't mind me asking too, what kind of brought obviously you guys were just sucking the popsicles as a team members. You didn't come here together. You came here with your partner.
Uh-huh.
Did you come here solo or?
Partner today.
Okay, so you came solo. Awesome. Well, yeah, I would love to hear just a little bit of, I'll pass this back to you. I'd love to hear just like what brought you here and what you're most excited for about today.
Yeah, for sure. So I've actually been working with the play for a little over a year now. Today I am just a participant, which is my first time doing so, and I am loving every single second of it. I love these events so much. I've been to other play parties. I really don't think anybody does it like us in terms of just crowd participation, fun, games, activations, performances, and I think this event is actually my favorite one so far because there's so much crowd participation and it's just been an absolute blast. It totally feels like a fucking summer camp.
Yeah, I mean, I can echo a lot of the same sentiments. Like separately, my journey with other play parties has just really not really been the vibe for me. And I was like, you know, I definitely been spoiled by the play and just curious to see, you know, what they have in store for us. And so I'm just totally here for it, and it's definitely delivering.
Yay.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you sharing.
Thank you.
We'll see you maybe later if you want to come back and share some post-orgasm glow.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Thanks, guys. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. Welcome to Sweet Release.
Well, thank you.
This is my podcast.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
We talk a lot about sweet releases, which is a big part of today, but this is your first party.
It is.
How are you feeling?
Fantastic, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
What
fun.
were your first initial, just the initial vibe and kind of, were you nervous?
Super nervous, but everyone's super friendly, and I got a lot of talk beforehand of like how it went down, and this is way more fun because it's like a party. I've done one other one where I like walked out after like 20 minutes because I was just so uncomfortable.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was it a production like this or was it more of a house?
No. It was more like a house party, and you went in, they're like, here's the room. Make friends. Okay.
And it was just too much for you.
It's too much. Yeah.
So that's what's cool about these two is it kind of like it's a slow build until like the playtime later. So this is just like the fun part.
Yes.
So do you feel like it's like loosening you up and you're
Absolutely.
just kind of
No, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you find out about these events or how did you start dipping your toes?
I've been dipping my toes for a long time, but I compartmentalized. So I have like, my kink was like my thing that I did with partner, and I kept it just that if I found someone.
Okay.
But I've got enough dates and like friends of friends when I finally was like, you know what? I need to like put myself out there. I asked like, where do I go to the couple people I knew? And they're like, oh, this one. This is the one you go to if you really don't know what you're doing.
Nice.
I was like, great.
The play. It's so good. So you're a kinky person.
Yes.
Nice. Would you be comfortable sharing some of your kinks?
Sure. Mine's pretty straightforward.
What is it?
I'm actually not super kinky. I'm like a daddy dom, but I'm a sharer. I'm on the hot wife thing. Like I like to watch my partner play.
Okay, so
That's
cuckolding and
not quite.
You want to be involved.
Sometimes I'm not submissive, so it doesn't quite get to cuckolding.
Yeah.
But I'm also not like I don't have to be right involved either.
So you like to be a voyeur. You
I'm
like
kind of a
group
voyeur,
play.
group play. I'm pretty not possessive, but I need some type of ownership or like it's my person. I enjoy watching other people, but it's more just interesting to me than it's sexual. And if it's my partner, it's very sexual. And so my thing is basically watching my partner be into it with other people. Other people being intimate is great and fun for me, but it's not like my thing.
So have you had partners in this lifestyle space yet? Or
I've had partners we've played, but very privately, not anything like this.
But you're single now?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have any anxiety about like coming to this space and being seen as a creep? You know, a lot of people are like single
every time.
dudes.
Every time I go to one of these, I'm like, oh, they don't want me there.
So how do you mask that, or how do you come off as, you know?
I think for this one, I told them when I signed up is I just want adult friends, honestly. Like I just was like, I just want to meet cool people and hang out here outside. Part of it was I ran into the few people I said were like, oh no, we're friends. Like we go to concerts together. Odessa concert, apparently, like everyone I know is there, including a bunch of people here. And
That's like the swinger haven. It's crazy.
well, they
Everyone
ran
went to Odessa.
this group ran into my friends there,
okay.
and so I was like, you know what, I gotta go make new friends because my friends don't want to do that stuff anymore. So it's just like I came in wanting to make friends, so I think that helped a little bit because I wasn't like I'm here to play. I'm like, no, I want to go meet cool people.
Yeah, you're about the connection, and if the play happens, then it happens.
Yeah.
And I think that's really the intention that everyone should have. You don't want to come off too strong.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, do you have any dreams for tonight or any visions that you would love to?
No, not really.
No?
Actually, I was like, if I walk away with like some Instagram handles and we go out again, I get to come back and play next time. Or, no, I don't have any intentions. I'm going to offer a lot of massages. I think is what I'm going to start
You
with.
got magical hands?
I do actually.
I love that. I do too.
Oh.
I do.
Trade.
Yeah, we could trade. My partner and I give each other massages every
Nice.
couple weeks, and so we are big on full body.
The question is, do you want like nice, like, oh, this is nice, or do you want like, ow, but you fix me?
I'm like a definite like on the edge of ow. Like I like it
I'm
really
an ow.
tough.
The
You
problem
like
is
it
like
ow?
that's my body. Like I fix people, so like I find it and I'm like, I know this is supposed to be sensual, but I really want to just get rid of that knot for you.
Yeah, I think there's a balance to it.
I'm not very good at that.
So that's your job.
That's my job. I'm a trainer.
Okay, dope. Awesome. Well, I love that. Do you have any other like dreams in this space of just like opening you up or being more vulnerable, or has it
Yeah, I
kinda
mean,
helped
just
you?
being here and hanging out with other people. Like I said, for me, it's opening up to a bunch of people that I can hang out with here or elsewhere that are similar minded.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that for me, because I've compartmentalized my kink, I end up getting attracted to people who are not necessarily good mates because I think I have a kink alignment with them. And I think that happens because I don't have an outlet for it.
Yeah, so creating a safe outlet for you to explore.
So I'm more open to meeting people and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thanks for being here, and
No,
thanks
thank
for
you for
coming
having me.
on and having a chat. And,
Yeah, my
and I
pleasure.
hope you have a great rest of your night.
You too.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Tom. Hi, Jamie, baby.
Hi, Barbie.
Barbie, you're gorgeous, looking gorgeous. I love your pink, your shades. You look so good.
Thank you. You too, always bringing the heat.
Thanks, babes. You guys won. You have your medal. You won summer camp. How does it feel?
I mean, I just feel like the born champion that I am.
Amazing. You have to tell me about the last performance, or what was it? The final summer camp was
a talent
show. And what was your talent?
So my talent was being a prop for the real talent, which was fire spanking. And we had a line of 5 scrumptious booties that got lit on fire
and then
spanked out.
That was so sexy. I was sitting in the pool, like front row, with all these beautiful pussies and booties just in the air. Bubbles, kerosene bubbles get put on the booty, and then the flame goes, and then it's like the spank. Oh my God, it was amazing.
I think we just got a lot of extra points for creativity. Some, booty popping, dancing, hair flipping, just added a little bit of flavor.
You guys crushed it. It was amazing.
Thank you.
What brings you here today? Are you comfortable sharing why you're here, or what you're most excited for being here?
Yeah, so I am here with a partner, and we're here to explore together for the first time.
Ooh,
yeah.
Wow. So you've never had a third or a fourth or anything?
Not together yet,
Wow,
but
exciting.
It's on the agenda, and it will be happening today.
I love that. You have some eyes on a few people.
Yeah, I got some eyes on a few people.
I'm right here. Yes, hello. And no, I've known you for a little while. We've met in this space a little bit, so it's cool to see you again.
Yeah, of course. You're always beautiful energy, and
thanks, babes.
have a blast.
Well, thanks for coming on and sharing your experience. Is there anything you're looking forward to specifically tonight, or anything you could leave us with? Something you're excited about? I guess that's what you're excited probably about.
Yeah, I'm most excited for that.
The
And then
connection.
it's just really fun with the exhibitionism and having people watch. And I really enjoy that part.
Yeah, me too. Love that. Well, thanks for being vulnerable and being here. Appreciate you.
Of course. Thanks so much.
Hi, beautiful people.
Hi.
Hi. So I have a couple here sitting next to me, and you guys have been married 2 years, you said now?
Married 2 years and together 18.
Oh my God. Wow. So 20 years.
Well, 2 years within that 18.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
18, but still,
18
holy shit.
Yeah, holy shit. I didn't think I'd hang out with anyone that long.
No.
Ever.
How long have you guys been exploring sexually kind of in the open space?
In the play community?
Well, not the play community, but I mean, we first opened up probably within the 3rd year of knowing each other or so, 3rd or 4th year.
We became an open relationship in the 3rd year of dating.
Yeah.
And realized we were polyamorous probably about 4th or 5th year.
Yeah.
Kind of been a progression of just our own selves, our relationship.
We didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we like to tell people. We don't come from, an LA, a common area. We were actually in the South. We don't always like to talk about it.
Yeah, we came out in the South as a polyamorous and I was bisexual couple. Yeah.
So we didn't know what it was called. We didn't even know there was no books, there was no podcasts, there was no anything for it. It was just kind of something we looked at each other one day. Actually, Alicia, I credit to kind of first opening up-ish the relationship, I guess. Is that accurate?
I don't know. We kind of had a split, and we decided I think what happened is we split up. Then we realized we couldn't stay away from each other. That chemistry connection was constantly there.
Yeah.
But we were dating other people. So we, yeah, I told you that there are relationships out there that they date other people and it's not just exclusive. They are couples together, but I had to make it very clear it's not just swingers, because that was a popular one in the.
Although that was mostly like I had an intro to parties, I guess, in the South, and nothing against swinging culture, and like it's different everywhere, as I would find out every state you go to, but like at least in that area, it just wasn't really like fitting my vibe. It wasn't really like, getting to know people. There was nothing intimate really necessarily about it in those interactions. And again, that's, everyone has their own take on how they want to do things. But it wasn't until I moved here and we were still, continuing to date with each other and outside each other. We've been in triads together and whatnot, but it's never been a plan. And it's also, whenever we came here, it took us a while too to kind of discover the community. So it was only been you asked when we started, it was only been within the last 2 years, maybe year and a half.
Long story short, we've been polyamorous open for 15 years, but in this play community in Los Angeles for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's completely different than being polyamorous.
Yeah,
like
completely different.
And it's more inclusive, like you're playing together, whereas polyamorous is oftentimes separate.
Right.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Has it felt like a good shift? Like, have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, evolution every time, every moment of every party. There's a new growth, a new person I meet. And like I think I mentioned to someone earlier, it's like the more I get to meet people who kind of reflect the same values and morals and thoughts and understand consent and things like that, the more I surround myself around them, I see different reflections of myself, and I get to learn more about my own personal boundaries, which is not something that, we even had in our vocabulary many years ago. So every time I come to a party, I definitely feel like a new person, and it feels good, not shameful in any way. It's the most comfortable feeling I've had in most of my life, I would say.
I like to tell people that my main goal is, at least nowadays, over the past couple of years, has progressed, and I like to have my long-term goal to be like more of a super communicator, and it's spaces like this that really kind of impound that on you. It's the best place to learn it, I think.
Yeah, that's one of the key benefits to this is you have to know how to communicate. And if you don't, you learn. So it's like, oh yeah, it's incredible. Like my friends even in just like, opening up their relationship a little bit or just exploring, going down the rabbit hole of sexual exploration, even personally, is like, you just learn how to communicate with your body more and your partner more. So it's like, oh, it's magic.
Exactly. And I think learning more about yourself gives you the opportunity to give more to those people around you, because you can do that confidently, and they'll start doing it confidently, and it really it's like a wildfire back there. Right
I know. It's like I don't
love it.
Bumping.
Yeah, the party's happening on, and we're still having great conversations over here.
Getting a little bit of FOMO, but it's okay.
No, it's infectious, and I think I absolutely love that about. But yeah.
Is there something you guys are looking forward to doing tonight? Do you have a dream or a vision? An orgy?
The first time I went to a real play party, I experienced an orgy for the first time, like a real one. And I've been kind of trying to like manifest that in some way.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was so perfect about it?
The first
one, yeah.
It was the vibe. It just all hit in the right places, and the person I met there was very accommodating, could see that like I was new and everything. And like, yeah, I just kind of like leapt into it, and I think I walked away like feeling like I took like all the drugs. Like it was just like, and I don't take drugs at a party. I'm very like straight edge when it comes to like, these events and whatnot. I like to be clear headed, but you just kind of felt like, where's this been all my life, and everyone's just so accepting and like, loving, and all I wanted was to experience that again and again and again. And I don't want, and I immediately came back and told her, because she didn't get to come to the party with me. And I was like, oh my God, you gotta start coming to play parties.
Right.
And she just like got all excited the more I told her about it, because we will usually share details, and it's just amazing.
like there's so much you see and learn at them every single time.
Yeah.
Right.
And about each other.
Yeah, it's an
Right.
experience watching your partner with someone else. You know, you're like learning what they like, or, you know, different ways to please them, or, you know, all of that, or just learning their cues, their body. Yeah.
I like seeing her lit up afterwards too. I think the first one we went to was like you just see a whole emotional shift.
Yeah, it does change you a little bit each time, I feel like. Yeah. And honestly, when I come to the parties, he that's where we differ a little. It's like I love orgies, but I love them. It's in a different aspect for me. I like when I come to play parties, I like to watch and see new things, new tricks, and then I like to like experience new tricks on myself. So I usually don't know what I'm coming to get. Like, I didn't know I wanted bubble and fire on my ass till tonight. You know? I'm really excited about that. I'm
was
hoping
really
I can
fun.
meet some people that know how to do that, because
I didn't know I was going to get to spank an ass on fire. That was fun.
so that's a big thing that I'm like almost every time I'm more excited about the adventure and the new people and community. I'm more about the adventure, and you're very goal oriented sometimes, and I love
I'm very
you for
kinky.
it.
Yeah, I'm the kinky one of the two of us for sure. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily goal, but like if they ask me, like, you know, what would I be into for the day?
Right.
then
Oh,
I
yeah.
have
You wanna
something in mind.
manifest.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love that. You guys are awesome. It's so nice to even just hearing how you communicate now, you know, it's so
Aw,
cool.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
can tell you guys have been together for a while.
We know each other very, very well. And I know it's cheesy and we often vomit when we say things like this, but we are pretty much best friends. So, and I know it's cheesy to say, "Bleh." But it's true. It's absolutely like, it's about the communication too. That makes you friends with, and that's like, I fall in love with that. I didn't know that there were things out there that you could fall in love. Deeper intimacy isn't just penetration, and this community taught that to me.
Yeah,
for myself too. So yeah.
That's the one thing too, is that, you know, I know I've been the one talking all the kinky talk here, but, you know, both of us are very sapiosexual when it comes down to it. We both very much need that connection. And again, that was what was missing from previous parties. I think that comes to parties like this, and parties that, you know, we gravitate towards, is more about, like, you know, sometimes we'll have cocktail hours and you get to know people and you get to, you know, navigate their boundaries, but also just like networking. And I don't think there's any other better place for us to at least connect with that. I never thought that there'd be an environment like this where I'd feel comfortable, you know, even talking like this. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice to be around people that you can just be yourself and be vulnerable and yeah, break down those walls
Right.
and just like be yourself.
Yeah.
And then possibly explore, you know, pleasurable moments together. Like you were saying, it's like this high. It really is. And it's like it can be so healing. It can be so, just sensational.
Yeah.
So many ways.
I think on that level too, you say that it's healing. You know, that's one of the more important aspects. I think that I've talked with her multiple times about it. Like, I think it, you know, boosts everything in your life. You know, at least for me especially, like, I didn't realize how, you know, important like sex was and stuff like that to creativity and to getting to like know people on such a deep level. You know, it helps in our writing. Like, we're both writers, we're both creators. You know, so.
Teach you to be vulnerable, like she was saying.
Like really vulnerable, like talk
really
about real shit that
Take
no
those-
one
all
ever
those
wants,
masks
and also go
off.
through it together. You
Mhm.
know, like you come out on the other side, you know, not always smelling like roses, but you come out on the other side learning and getting better every single time.
Yeah, I love that. It is so creative. It does, those creative juices just flow. After a pleasure session, it's awesome. And when you have that in your life consistently, it's just like the creativity keeps flowing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, thank you so much to both of you for being here and talking and sharing your story. Maybe I get to talk to you a little later on too. Maybe after you've had hopefully an orgy. If that happens, come find me.
I'll send them right away. I'll be
That's
like
gonna be my new
secretary.
bumper sticker. manifest orgy.
Manifest the orgy. Manifest the orgy.
Yeah, MO.
I love
It's
it.
my MO.
Oh my
Manifest
God.
orgy.
So good.
Wonderful.
Well, thanks so much, guys.
Thank
we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Barbie.
Arielle, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You are a pleasure enthusiast yourself. You have your own podcast, and yeah, you're well versed in kind of the community, I would say, right?
I mean, yeah. being humble, but yeah, I do some things.
Yeah. How long have you been a part of like the play community?
This specific community for a few months, I would say lifestyle for a few years, but in a more public sense, probably the last 2 years. I've been working for 2 different play parties for the last year and a half or 2 years. I don't know what time is anymore. So
yeah.
It's been a while and it's every month. So I'm like, I don't know, it feels like forever now.
So you do a play party once a month?
Yeah.
How often are you like playing at those parties, or are you mostly?
So I don't play at parties. So I facilitate workshops at one of them and I do consent work at another one. So for me, that feels like a conflict of interest at both of those. There are just a lot of power dynamics at play. And so I think for me, especially when I'm doing consent work, to be in a space where like my legs are spread and there's a situation, it just doesn't feel like the right move. And I'm also... It's harder for me to make connections. So it's few and far between when that actually happens. So for me, it totally works to be working them and to have those kind of boundaries. And again, like when I'm hosting workshops, I've definitely had people ask me to play before, but it just never felt appropriate.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's how I feel too. Just like here now, and this like even having a podcast here, I'm like I'm in work mode. Like it's hard for me to cross to that play side, you know. So I think it's good to make those boundaries for yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's one part of it. It's definitely like you're in work mode, and so your body is prepped in a different way, and your mindset is in a different space. Everything is in a different space, and then you have power dynamics on top of that. So it's kind of a layered thing.
Yeah. So do you, when you're not like working and doing consent talks and workshops and stuff, do you practice non-monogamy in your regular life and go to parties where you do play?
I haven't since I've started. The parties that I go to and play, I wind up working at. So everyone just keeps hiring me, which is like a good problem to have. Yeah. So I haven't been to any other parties in a while because, again, I'll go to a party and that's when I'll play. And then one way or another, they learn what I do and they learn my world. And then I just wind up working for them. So currently, I don't have a partner. So I haven't been going to any parties. Not that I wouldn't go by myself. But I am non-monogamous more for opportunity maybe than anything. You know, when you have that connection, I think it's a really sad thing to not be able to explore that with another human being.
Yeah, no, that's so true. It's just a way to like open up yourself and grow and support each other in a special way. So
yeah, the work that goes into being non-monogamous, I appreciate so much more than any monogamous experience that I've ever had, because we can be lazy in monogamy. Not that we should be. We should be doing the same amount of work and the same level of work, and all of the same conversations should be happening, shifted a little bit because you're not incorporating different people and necessarily play spaces, because you can be monogamous and go to play parties. You don't have to be non-monogamous to go to a play party. But there is an inherent laziness to us when we are in monogamous relationships because so many things are predetermined by society. So one part of non-monogamy that I really enjoy is that it forces us to do a lot of work. We have to look at our own stuff. We have to look at what's coming up when things are happening with our partner or partners or them and another partner, and look into ourselves a lot more than the comfort of monogamy allows us to.
Yeah. So have you found that you personally have grown a lot since you've opened up? Yeah.
Leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds, truly. I would say before non-monogamy, I was really non-confrontational and conversations were difficult, not necessarily around sexual health or wants and needs, but certainly around a lot of other feelings and a lot of other things that have come up. But being non-monogamous teaches you how to talk through things that are coming up for you emotionally with your partner, regardless if there's another partner involved or if anything else is there, any other activities, in other words. But I think just being non-monogamous has taught me how to have better conversations.
Yeah, truthfully, that's like the biggest.
Yeah, the feelings conversations, because like the safety conversations and the pleasure conversations, those are easy, right? Mm-hmm. The boundary conversations, those are the hard ones. The I feel this way. those are the hard ones. And you can brush past that in monogamy, and a lot of people do. Not that you should, but a lot of people do. But in non-monogamy, it's just so much more prevalent. So you kind of don't have a choice.
Yeah, so true. So are your consent talks and your workshops that you do, is it often talking about like these types of things, or could you walk us through like what you're...
Yeah. So for the workshops that I do, it depends on the party's theme. So some of them, it'll just be something silly like speed dating, which is really fun. And for that, we'll talk about desires, maybe kinks, things like that. Other times I'll be doing somatic exercises. And for those, for sure, we are having a consent talk before I start anything with any group that comes in. I usually do like 2 or 3 groups per party. And they could be like anywhere from 8 to 20 people, just depending. Sometimes it gets to be like 30 and I'm like, this is too much for the room. So that's fun. That's a good problem to have. Yeah. But I change it up based off of what's going on, but I try to incorporate somatic exercises. And as a part of that, we're inherently incorporating consent conversations and being able to talk through boundaries and what we want and what we don't want. We don't go in as depth as to talk about like feelings or like, this is making me feel this way or this is making me feel that way. But I do have them do no exercises and just like continuous communication. Because if we're doing a somatic exercise with a stranger, especially, I always have them start on the hands, like a really neutral area. But you're at a play party. Most people want to feel something somatic, maybe across their clavicle, maybe across their breasts, maybe across their back, whatever it is. So let's make sure that you know how to talk about that and that you know how to receive a no. So I incorporate a lot of that stuff, and then we do other things too.
That's awesome. Do you have any like, is this kind of the path that you want for yourself, is being in this space, or like, is this your money making?
I mean, I'm an intimacy coordinator, and a sexologist, so it already is my path. But I love that my work is in the play space as well. I think just the way intimacy coordinating is perfect because of my decades of experience in production and all of my experience and certifications as a sexologist and a coach and all of those things. That's like the perfect fit. I think working at play parties is also a perfect fit when it comes to the consent work that I do with intimacy coordinating and the real world work that I do as a sexologist. So it's kind of like I'm finding myself in all these little spaces that are like, oh, here's that blend coming together. Here's that blend coming together. Here's that blend coming together. And so that's a really, really fun space to be in.
Yeah, that's almost kind of one of my maybe dream jobs, is being an intimacy coordinator. Like, I think that is just that would be a really dope thing to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's awesome that you found yourself in all of these places that you're thriving.
Yeah. Well, listen, before the intimacy coordinators existed, it fell on assistant directors and costumers. Exactly. And so we were doing the work for years and years we were doing the work. And so now that it's an actual job, it's like, fuck yeah. I don't know if I can curse on here.
You can curse.
Okay, great. fuck. Because if it's not a fuck no, it's a fuck yeah.
Yes, the consent talk. You crushed it today,
oh, thank you.
Thank you for that.
It's fun. Consent is fun and sexy. The thing is that, and you'll hear this with intimacy coordinating a lot as well, is like, it's like, oh, it's the sex police and like, consent, it just like ruins the mood. Bitch, no, it doesn't. Consent makes things so fucking hot. And I will tell you that the scenes that I do are so much hotter because we've talked about it, because I know where everyone's boundaries are. I'm able to share those boundaries. We're able to talk through those things. And because I know all that stuff and we've had all these conversations, I can then make suggestions, or the actors can make suggestions, or the director can make suggestions to enhance the scene. And it's like, yep, that's cool. Like we have no problem here. It's a fast, effective, efficient thing to do versus when nobody knows what's going on and now we're fearful and now we're closed off and now somebody made a suggestion and now you're like, fuck, I have to do it. We're all here. The lights are here. There's like 50 people here. Like, what are we going to do? It removes all of that. It's just efficient. And then you're like, yeah, we can make this super fucking hot because I feel safe with you and you feel safe with me and we all know what we're co-creating. Sex is the same thing.
It's cool because I've never thought of it that way, but it's like you've totally used your career to like, I mean, that's how it's pivoted maybe in the media, is like now all these people are saying like, hey, this is how we need to be interacting in our everyday connections and our personal spaces too, not just the professional ones.
Yeah. And you learn a lot when you're an actor working with an intimacy coordinator because like I said, we were not having these conversations before. So having conversations around what we want, what we don't want, how we're feeling, we were never taught that. That's not something that's ever been in our standard existence. And so now you have a professional walking you through that just as part of your job. You're going to take some of that back. You're going to take some of that away with you. And now maybe you've never had a boundary conversation before. Most people haven't because, again, we weren't raised that way. Even still, people are not being raised that way. So I think the job is not only great for what we're doing on screen, but everybody involved in that process is taking things away from that process, whether it's the questions that I ask, whether it's something that we explored, whether it's choreography that I added in or that somebody pitched or whatever. It's not like I'm not necessarily choreographing everything. The director is like, this is what I want. This is what I see it as. I'm just making it better. And sometimes everyone's great and I don't have to do anything. But usually I'm like, the nuances. It's like, what if we put a hand here? How do you feel if we do that? How do you feel if we do that? And even that's a consent conversation with the director because I have to know, are you even open to my feedback? Do you want me to give you feedback on what I see on the screen? The actors is a different situation. Like they want me to do certain things to make sure they look good, whatever. But that's a conversation too. Yeah. So it's all like learning how people need to receive information, what information are we sharing, and the more clarity we have, the more full out we can be.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. And it is so fascinating. I really appreciate it. You have a podcast. Is there a place where people can find you?
Yes.
If you'd like to share.
Yeah, it's called Birds and Bees Don't Fuck. It's not with the U, but if you use the U, you'll find me anyway. I talk to sexperts and comedians about their formative sex education and just have free-flowing conversations around sex, sexuality, relationships. And realistically, it's some sneaky education because like you're going to learn some shit. And you're not going to know you're learning some shit, but then you're going to be like, oh, shit.
Which is what we want. We want to educate you in the process.
Yeah, I fully believe in sneaky education. So that's what we're doing. We're just having fun conversations, working on it being a live show because I primarily am on YouTube. I have it as a podcast too, but it's, I'm pushing YouTube more. And so hopefully I can bring it to stage and then it's a little bit more of the next level of vision, which is more of a late night show.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you should do that. That seems like putting a bunch of your passions together.
Yeah. And I've worked on late night too. So,
fun.
So it's a lot of stuff coming together. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Arielle, for being here. And I appreciate you having this conversation with me. And I'm sure there'll be more to come between us.
Thank you so much. Yes. And next season, I'm going to have you on the podcast.
Oh, thank you so
please
much.
And thank you. But thank you so much for having me. This is great. You're great.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So nice to meet you guys. So you guys are in a relationship. You're a couple. Have you been together for a while?
About 2 years now.
Okay. Yeah. Dope. And you also have a podcast together.
Yes. Our relationship pod with Emmy and Effie. That's Emmy, I'm Effie.
And you talk a lot about, you go on Reddit and you find people in the subreddit, Our Relationship, right?
Yes. They're usually asking for relationship advice. It's romantic, platonic.
A lot of family stuff.
Family stuff, work relationships. And yeah, we read through the questions and give our thoughts. And then we try and decide whether it's something that's fixable, if they need to just get out of the situation, or if they just need to change everything.
So do you feel like you guys are good at advice, obviously? You've lived through it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're good at communicating, which inherently makes us better at giving advice together.
Yes.
Yes, that is a theme tonight, is how good communication is when you're in these spaces where you have to communicate.
Oh, yes.
How long have you guys been exploring in, the play party space?
Ooh, I think for me, it's been like a year actively actually getting into it, and M's kind of like a veteran.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
But I've been doing like non-monogamy for like 15 years, and that's how I got into starting to do like kink space and stuff, because it's like, I don't have to explain myself to people anymore. So I'm going to say it's probably like 7 or 8 years.
Okay, yeah, that's about me. I would say 7.
7 years is what you said. You're like, I wouldn't say that. And then you said 7 years.
That doesn't make me a veteran.
Okay.
A veteran for maybe you. For some.
to me.
So what is it that you love most about parties like this?
Ooh, I really like being able to explore what I think I'm going to like without having to feel like I'm letting anyone down, I guess. Where I'm like, I can try stuff, but it's not for me. Everyone understands why it's like, that's fine. The consent, we get it. And I
Yeah.
think that a lot of times in real life, it doesn't feel that you can say no to stuff.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Yeah. I feel like it's the same thing, even just like, playing together, finding a third. I think in this space is so much easier than using like modern dating apps, where everyone's like, I don't want to be your unicorn. It was like, bet, heard. But, in this space, it makes it easier. Everyone's like-minded. You don't have to do too much explaining. I think, I typically stay, I think both of us, to alternative dating sites specifically because if you meet someone on a regular dating site, then you have to I haven't had anything wild, but I've had friends who have had horror stories where they are on a date and it was like, how could you do this to your partner? I was like, we agreed to do it, and it's like, no, I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's hard for people to believe sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But it is, it's magic. Have you guys experienced a really incredible scenario at a party, or have you had a favorite experience at a party that you'd be willing to share?
Ooh, I think mine would be tied between seeing you on the Sibian and just kind of having sex in a group setting with everyone around. I think that was a new experience for me. And you were like, oh yeah, I usually don't, do it this way. And this was fun to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think before I was going to a lot of parties by myself, and I think now it is going with you where I'm like, oh, we get to try a bunch of stuff, and it's not necessarily something that I would have just picked to try, but now we both get to do it, and that's the most exciting thing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun watching your partner's eyes light up and experiencing that new thing together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And the Sibian is a cool experience, riding those things. It's magic.
Yeah, it was at a cowboy theme party, so you had to put on a cowboy hat to do it. It was very fun.
Oh, that's way more fun.
Yeah, there were
Yes.
some stirrups there too, so it was very theatrical.
Stirrups, nice. Did you guys partake in any of the camp activities today?
Oh yeah, we played Flip Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
we didn't win. Which,
No, we did very bad.
Yeah, but we let the beer pong pop off. That's when I'll redeem myself.
Nice. There's beer pong happening later?
Oh yeah, I see the beer pong table set up, and
Okay,
I'm just
awesome.
ready. Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, do you guys have anything you're looking forward to tonight?
Ooh, I think there's a lot of cuties here, a lot of cute folks that we're excited to
Mingle.
mingle. I was gonna say smooch. Mingle and smooch.
Mingle and smooch. Do you guys have a plan of action every time you're at parties? How do you kind of mingle and smooch?
I think we always sort of are like, this is maybe what we'd like to try and do, but we're very much communicating while it's happening. So hey, I didn't think I was going to like this thing, but I kind of like this person. Is it cool if we go do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, just communicating throughout the night.
Communicating and, always trying to be flexible and not, be super kind of ironclad about anything. It's anything can kind of change on the fly as long as we're kind of checking in with each other.
Yeah, that's so true. Great advice. Thank you. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on, having a little chat with me. It's nice to hear a couple's perspective. And
Of course. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, maybe we'll catch you later after some good times.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
Cool.
Hi, Ivy.
Hey, Barbie.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Thank you. And I love your Ivy. We were just talking a little bit about your tattoo. Your name is Ivy. You have an Ivy, beautiful. This is just stunning. I love it so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Was that your born given name?
No, that was my chosen name,
Oh,
but
chosen,
I
okay.
spent a lot of time thinking about it, and it was just artsy enough. I wanted a artsy name, but not a 4-part name. That's just too pretentious. So
I
went
love
with
that.
Ivy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
What brings you to the play today?
So this is my second play. I happened into this wonderful group of human beings very much by accident last month and went to the party, and it was amazing. I go to a lot of play parties in Vancouver and off the charts. So I will now fly from Vancouver for every single party they do.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
So you love it so much.
I do.
Do you live in Vancouver?
I do live in Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now we'll be seeing you at all the play events.
You absolutely will. If you don't see me at one, you should scold me on social media or somewhere for not coming.
So what types of things do you get into at the play events or the ones you've been to?
So, I mean, it depends on the night. I think it's very much vibe specific, but I really like group stuff. I like watching. I like being seen, as if you saw me being flogged out in that little alcove out there. That was fun. And yeah, I just like seeing where the night takes me. I think a lot of it, because I'm probably in the demi spectrum, not like super demisexual, but like kind of there. So it's the lasting connections that this kind of container of like magical energy provides for that are my like favorite. But pretty much anything and everything. I have very few boundaries, not to sound like a slut, but it is on my list of merit badges. So
Yeah, you look good. You're dressed perfectly for the theme today with your little Girl Scout outfit.
Thank you.
Do you like to dress up a lot?
I do. I'm known for my outfits in various circles, and I love rave culture, so I usually dress up for that. And when it comes to play parties, if there's a theme, I will drop like $300 on Demonia footwear. I will drop any amount of money to go up to the peak of being dressed up for that event. I think it like provides energy to other people too when they see people taking it like really, I don't think seriously is the word, because this is a party, this isn't a job, let's not go down that route, but yeah.
But it's a way for you to creatively express yourself, and I think people get really into that when you do it well.
Totally.
Yeah. You also have, for people that aren't watching, you're wearing this gorgeous red wig, so it's amazing. You look good. Or is that your real hair? I can't even tell.
No, this is my latest party hair, and people say red is my color. I got it red just because of poison ivy, because everyone makes that joke. I'm like, I might as well just go with it.
Amazing.
And I did. So here we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're looking forward to tonight? Or do you have any dreams or visions? Or
That's a good question. Okay. The first party I went to, it was a lot. I was a little bit overwhelmed. So when things descend into hedonistic madness, I am hoping to be more prepared for it. And I don't know, I love women and I love group stuff. And I think because when I actually talked to the play at first, they asked me that same question. I was like, well, I don't know if I'd like to go full on party favor, but maybe a little bit. And I think being in that position with couples and in group situations, it's kind of providing joy and like facilitating stuff and like giving to the container, whether it's a couple, whether it's a group thing, whether it's a party like this. So that's my short list, probably, of hopes and dreams for this evening.
I love that.
Yeah.
So maybe find a sexy woman and let some magic happen.
Yes, exactly.
That was my dream a lot when I started going to parties too, was just exploring with that feminine touch. You know, it was just like
completely, yeah.
It's just a special softness.
So special, absolutely.
Yeah. You also talked about like you kind of part of like the kinky community. We did talk about you were getting flogged over there. I didn't see it. So you like impact play?
I love impact play. I think that's kind of what like everyone starts with, but it's so good. And I'm kind of branching into other areas. Wax definitely is good. I'm going to be tied in a little bit over there. Okay. So
another performance.
Obviously, I like being watched.
Exhibitionist.
Yeah, I was in a pretty heavy sub period. I'm kind of leaning into dom season as like time goes on. But yeah, anything and like everything when it comes to kink, I think it's like a very special container for people, and it lets people leave their, like in Burning Man culture, people call the regular world the default world. And I think BDSM kink lets people leave behind their default world selves more quickly or more deeply than just like a play party does, because you just like let yourself go, I find anyway.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so true. Do you feel like it's also healed you in some ways, or you've just like grown?
Yes, definitely. So I came out 3 years ago, and I had a friend introduce me to BDSM, I want to say 2 years ago. And yeah, since then, because like, I don't know, like after coming out, like, yes, you're on hormones and you're out in the public eye, but I feel like it takes time to leave your like male self behind. And I feel like BDSM and kink and play parties have really let me do that. So I think it's very healing as far as like moving more forward into transition when I felt a little bit stuck for a while. And I think there's just something about the like energy in these containers, whether it's the play or like or like some other group, that is just like really special and magical. Like I've had moments of being at like mansion parties, but there's definitely something more when it's kink or BDSM or a play party. It's like you're in your own movie, basically.
Yes. That is another great way to put it.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, when you're talking about coming out, you mean coming out as a trans man, right? I'm sorry, trans woman.
Trans
I'm
woman, you
sorry,
got it.
I
Yeah,
said
no,
that wrong.
no, totally fine.
My mistake.
Totally fine.
But yeah, so did you get top surgery? It looks like you got some titties there.
Oh my God, girl, thank you. That's the thing I'm most like self-conscious about. No, these are homegrown, but I will be getting implants, definitely.
Okay.
I've been on hormones for like 4 years, and the hormone fairy has been more generous to my ass than my chest. And
You do have a great booty. I saw it.
Oh my God,
Barbie,
Barbie, thank you. You're giving me so much energy right now. But yeah, and like there's a certain point where you're like, even body physical changes get to a certain point. They're like, oh, I feel like a woman now, or people treat me like a woman now. That I think a BDSM container really helps with that, because it's such a low judgment zone that, like, when you're first coming out and your body's first changing, it's like the worst thing ever. Like just going in public and, you know, being with partners, it's so nerve-wracking. And yeah, BDSM really helps that, to like turn that down like massively. So
Yeah. Do you feel like there's also these like cathartic releases that happen that are also good for you to let out maybe some energy that was stuck, or I'm sure you've dealt with some shame and yeah,
I think so, because it's the parties that are run like well, they're very shame-free, so you can really let everything go. And yeah, like sometimes it's just like, even being seen, I think a lot of the reason why I like being seen in public, like getting flogged or like whatever, is to get rid of that shame. Like, you know, I'm here, I belong here, and this is my body, and we're going to do this thing that most people would think is crazy to do, but, you know, I'm here to take part in this container kind of thing. So all those words to say, Barbie, that like, yes, it's a very special kind of environment that lets you express things that, I don't know, you could spend like years in therapy and probably not get out some of the things I've gotten out in like BDSM sessions. So.
Yeah, it's so true. It is a therapy in and of itself. And I know some people in this
100%.
space don't like to call it that, but it's true. It
It's
is.
100%.
It is. It's a form of healing, and it's a form of
Absolutely it is.
release. And so is pleasure and climaxing
100%,
and
yeah.
sweet releases too. You know, that's what I like to
100%.
talk about. When was that? I haven't even asked this today to anyone, but are you comfortable sharing when was that last time you had that sweet release, which is an orgasm?
Yes. So I have a pretty new situationship in Vancouver. I think it's turning into more of a relationship, which I love. But that was like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And she's like my first real like lesbian relationship. I'm like mostly lesbian at a party, you know, pan probably, but it's a different texture to like being with someone that way. And like I have much better orgasms after hormones and like after coming out, and with her it was even better than like normal. So all those words to say, it was wonderful and beautiful. And actually I think it was the first time both of us climaxed, and it was a very like, yes, this is a thing we're involved in, and it's not just a like a couple nights kind of like situation. So
Right. Like this is orgasmic and it's beautiful.
yes, totally.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. And
Of course.
And thanks for coming on and sharing your story a little bit with us. I
Of course,
appreciate
Barbie.
it.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon.
Definitely.
Hi, Z. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I met you initially at the Matrix party we went to because that was your space.
Right.
That was your home. So you definitely work a lot with the play. And I just found out you're on the management team and all of that.
Right.
How does it feel to be a part of this community?
Well, it's a privilege. It's fun. What could be more fun than organizing really cool parties, right? It's been something I've been doing for a long time before I met the play. But working with them and working with their management, and it's been a privilege. They have good foresight, and I think that the company's going to grow in the right direction. And the parties have been getting better and better, as I'm sure you've experienced. But it's been a good journey with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you like to experience the playful nature when you're at the parties too? Are you definitely a sexual enthusiast yourself?
To a degree, I am. I'm a little more reserved, I think, than what I guess is commonly understood of what these play parties are. I usually have a partner, and I enjoy my time with my partner. And if we connect with someone else, good. But if not, it's just for us to have a good time. So before, if I'm single, then it's like a big date. It's a lot of different people to talk to. But even then, it's not the actual. My intention at these things is connection, and it doesn't have to go further than a good conversation. And then the other intention is to have a great time, and then also give back, so people can have a good time. So I DJ a lot of these, and I write this. I create the sets for a lot of the plays and a lot of other play companies too.
So you're an artist of many forms.
Well, I like music, so
yeah,
it's fun.
musician and set design. That's cool.
Right? Yeah. Thanks.
That's dope. What has been some of your favorite experiences that I guess you said you're a little bit more reserved, but maybe you've had an experience with a partner that you've really loved at a party?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're always memorable, so we have a great time, and it's always fun to have a party where you could just let all your inhibitions go. And that's, I feel like we're like children again, actually playing, because kids don't have any inhibitions. They just say and do whatever they want to do. Well, this is adults saying and do whatever they want to do, right? So it's fun. I was telling her that today. It's just like everyone's inner child just came out because it's a big playground and we're all having fun.
That's what I've always loved calling sex parties play parties, is because of that initially when I started getting into them years ago. And then it's true, like this energy and this vibe of the summer camp is like, it's literally allowing you to tap into like that inner child and like kind of awaken that young playful energy, which just goes hand in hand with sex, I feel like, for sure.
Right. I mean, it's in the same vibration, right? For sure. That's really cool. But I'm glad we can experience it all together.
Yeah. So you said you have a partner here tonight. Are you guys have any desires for the night or any ideas, or have your eyes set on anybody?
We haven't even discussed it. I don't know, but we're pretty open to that. We kind of go with the flow, and we have a lot of fun together. So with or without the party, we're gonna have fun, and it's been a great relationship overall. So we're she's. Can't complain. She's great.
What's not to love about being in a space like this too, with someone that you love and being able to have fun and be vulnerable and all of that.
I would say for couples, people watching, that communication is everything, and literally just anything you want to say to your partner, just say it. Like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm only comfortable with this, and then that way you guys can figure out how to navigate these parties, because there are, feelings that come up when your partner's with somebody else or talking to somebody else, or, and these parties are about play. So we're playing with somebody else too. I think that people just don't understand, just communicate everything. Just say everything, even if it's weird to say it. Like in the boundary doesn't matter. If it's the smallest thing, I don't want them touching your feet. Like whatever it is, say it. So then it's out there and it's understood. I think that's how people can step into these and enjoy it.
Yeah, that's great advice. And the truth is, sometimes too, you just need to get it off your chest, because then that's when it starts to, build or, into something that's too much for you to handle. Like oftentimes if you just let it out, it's like, oh, okay, now it's off. It's off of me. Now I can move through it, or we can talk about it later, or kind of dissect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great advice. Do you have any other advice, as you've been in this space for a while? Do you have any other advice? What about when you were a single man? Like, how did you not come off as, a creepy single guy when you're going to these kind of parties?
I didn't really go to too many when I was single.
Oh, okay.
It just wasn't a draw for me. The parties, even the I DJ are more like dance stuff. So I kind of prefer that party if I'm single. This is definitely something I think you want to experience with your friend, with your partner, girlfriend, partner. It just kind of heightens it for us. But as far as when I was hosting them when I was single, I'm kind of an introvert, so I was really kind of shy. It's just, I don't know. I guess I learned over time. I don't really do anything aggressively, so it's only like meet someone and then maybe we connect later. But it's a good place to meet, and you are vulnerable because maybe half dressed and so are they. But just have a good conversation. If it's something there, then there'll be something there later. It wasn't the have to do something at the party kind of thing. So it's never been my
Yeah, you
vibe.
said in the beginning your intention is connection. So
Yeah,
that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
So
That's beautiful. I love talking about connection. I just think it fuels us, and it's nice to also take things slow too. I like that. So
Yeah.
finding that connection and then like building on it later too is almost more magical.
Yeah, it's kind of
in
the
some
whole.
way.
Yeah, it's everything. It really, for me, it strengthens the whole experience with someone. If you see them first, talk to them, and then down the line you get to meet them, and then you get to be with them, and it's like, can't believe you're with them. You know? it's amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and sharing a little bit of your wisdom
Thanks for
and
chatting
your
with me. No,
story.
of course.
Thanks so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome.
All right.
Hello, my dear. Thank you so much for being here.
It's an honor. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. You are just like a little bubble of energy every time I've seen you. I love your vibe.
Thank you.
What brings you here today?
Whew, that's just let me gather my words. It's the community. There's a really beautiful energy about this community that I have not experienced in a lot of other communities. I have been a part of the cannabis and the psychedelic community, and it's been a very wonderful place to thrive as an artist. And but as far as being like a true free spirit, I feel like the play has allowed me to be able to express myself in ways that I simply cannot do in some of these more, I think, structured setting. Like the cannabis community and the psychedelic community, they're so beautiful. There is a certain way that you have to kind of like structure yourself in order to be able to like get messages out. Here, I really feel like I can be a free spirit. That's why I really love the play. I feel like sometimes I lose myself as far as like who I am and my sexuality. I forget about that. And I become so disconnected. And this community has really helped me to be able to remember who I am in a way that I think some of the other places where I've focused have not. And now whenever I go into like these other parts of the community, even recently whenever I'm doing my work, I feel a sense of it's like I feel free. I feel a little bit lighter at heart because there's this part of me that I wasn't able to express like I can in these kinds of settings. So that's why I'm here, is to feel the love and the free spirit of this very wild and loving community.
Mm-hmm. Very beautifully said. It's just magical to feel that sense of freedom that you so easily get in such this like non-judgmental space, you know?
Yeah.
And so it really is, like you said, it's just like uplifting and healing, and it can be so many things that just feels so good. How long have you been coming to the play specifically?
So this will be like my third. Let me actually think about this. This will be my third play, and it's just it feels like home in this. It's hard to explain. I'm gonna try, but when I come to these gatherings, oftentimes the people I meet here feels like family. I feel like it doesn't matter what level of weird I am, that whatever I say, however I move, like whatever my tone, as long as it's not like angry or whatever, of course. People are just so accepting, and I can just be as I am. I can be whatever level of freak or weird I want, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, it's just not, everyone's just so nonchalant, and just, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but free-spirited. And I really, really, really cherish that. And of course, there's like a time, the reason I love it is because, you know, in some of the other parts of our lives, like we can't always like be this kind of, we can't always express ourselves in this way. Like there's a time and a place, you know? And so I'm grateful to be able to have found this community, to be able to unfurl like a flower and
just kind of be authentically you.
Yeah. And nobody, and literally, like I have learned so much from people here in like to not care so much about like sometimes we get so wrapped up in our heads about like how we think other people view us, that it's like there's so much anxiety, but in these settings I just feel like it doesn't matter what's happening. I can just like if I want to like I guess I don't know. I'm having trouble with my words. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fine. I think you're sounding beautifully.
I'm more of a visual person. Like I make pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes my words, but what I can do with pictures and paintings.
Yeah. So you do have a little collaboration piece happening actually right now outside where people are all painting on this canvas, which is the thing about the play too is it's a very artistic expression. Like it curates a lot of art, and there was just like this really awesome fire performance, and there's just so many things happening throughout the event. So I love that you're able to bring your art here. Have you been an artist for years? Is that like your passion?
I've been an artist since I was a little kid. When my mom was testing me to go into kindergarten from preschool, they asked you to draw. They asked me to draw a stick, and most kids would just draw like a line. You know, oh, here's a line, a stick. I drew a twig with a little leaf on it, and an ant was crawling on it. And I remember my mom telling me that the kindergarten teacher had said, you know, your daughter can draw? And she's like, oh, yeah? You know, and from that day forward, like my mom and my dad just always like encouraged that. They never stifled me. They always let me express myself. And so thank you, Mrs. Margolis, for telling when I was testing to go into kindergarten that she had said that, because my parents still have the little piece of paper with the twig
and the leaf and the ant.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Oh my God, that's
it
so
looks
sweet.
horrible to me. It
though.
looks like crap. But like, you know.
Kindergarten though.
Yeah. And it looks I tried to put wood grain. Like now I'm too judgmental on myself. Which is another thing about this community that's like really helped me to be softer with myself, to be kinder to myself, to just not beat myself up unless it feels good.
Yeah, no, that
in
is
a pleasurable way.
Yeah, that's so true. Do you also feel like, your creative expression is very linked with like your sexual expression?
Very much. And like when before these, I feel like I didn't know that it was until like these play parties, actually. Like
cool.
Now that I've been going to these play parties, I'm very much more inspired to want to like experiment with my art in different ways.
Oh, cool.
Like with a more in more tangible ways, with like my body and my hands, rather than only just brushes. Like, the traditional way of making art is like drawing and painting, which I,
yeah.
But now, like, since the play, I'm like, oh, how can I use my body to like put that into my work? How can I put my body into my work more?
Oh,
And so I'm inspired a lot by the
awesome.
play. Honestly, it's a beautiful experiment. Experiment.
A life experience that can also be kind of an experiment.
Yeah.
But it's a successful one that is here to stay, would you say?
I think so. I mean,
yeah, these are like your friends.
This is the
and
third
family.
one. I don't want to stop. I love it here.
Nice.
I love every event. It builds off of each other. It is like a tree that grows. It's like roots that are, it's like establishing roots in the soil. It's nourishing. It's like nourishing. This is a very nourishing experience. And I feel like every time I go to another play party, the play party specifically, I feel like I'm growing another branch, or maybe like that leaf is now growing a little bit bigger. It's like nourishing my roots and helping like the branches of my tree to grow. So I really love the play. I feel like it is helping to uplift me like in ways I never thought it could. It's not just like, the play is not just some like sex party. It's way more than that.
Yeah, it is way more than that. I'm seeing it more and more. I mean, this is really just our second one. But it's magical what they're doing. So it's beautiful to talk to all of you today too, and get all these incredible perspectives on it. It's so, it's heartwarming. Because I'm in a space too where I try to uplift people and normalize pleasure. And so it's nice to also, I think that's why we're collaborating together, is there's so much synergy between us. And so it's like, oh my God, this is so magical. I'm glad we're on the same path, right?
Yeah. And it's
nice.
wild to, when you come here and you see all the people that are here, you're like, wow, you're here for the same reason. To connect, because that's really what we want as humans, is to connect with people that genuinely want like to like, there's something missing, I feel like, in our hearts. But that's my whole thing, Linzy's heart work. And I feel like the play is helping to show me like there's more out there. There's ways to grow, different ways to connect that are outside of like the normal paradigms that we've been taught through, like, I don't want to like get all like look through media and stuff like that. This is a whole new world that I never knew existed. And yeah, this is my third time here. So I look forward to the next one and the next one, because sometimes I'm just like I'll come here, I'll just talk to people.
Yeah, it's a great place to connect.
It's not
and
even
just
like I'm
mingle.
doing anything. Like I'll just end up talking, and I make friends, like real friends, genuine friends that I have found that my 11 years in LA, it's been hard sometimes to like really make like solid friends. But here I've ended up, by now it's my third play, I'm like, I have people that I regularly can call up, hang out with. They show up on my birthday. I go to their birthdays. Like, it's, I don't know.
It's a real connection.
It's a real connection. It doesn't feel like a surface thing. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that. It's so nice to just hear how much it's opened up other people or welcomed other people as it did me like many years ago too. And the play specifically though is like, oh, I'm just so happy that it has affected you as much as like my experience was the first time too.
That's so good to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah.
They just do it. It's like a different, the way they curate.
Yeah, a
things,
different level of
it's-
production and all the things, intentional.
Like they themselves, as an artist, it's like I'm recognizing how they are artists
Yeah.
themselves and how they're curating all of this. Even in bringing someone like yourself into this, this community, like this is really special.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that that you want to help shine a light on this so that other people can like maybe like see how, you know, it's easy to judge from the outside as to what someone thinks something like this might be. And so what you're doing is very special because it helps to illuminate others to
Yeah.
what this actually is. And it's a place to connect. It's a place to love. It's not just some debaucherous, like, you know,
orgy or you know, it's
like debaucherous fuck party. No, it's so much more special than that.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people fucking up at the bouncy house and
sure.
having a great time, but
it
there's
took
more.
a lot more to but there was connection that helped to get them there. It was all of this curation of all of these little
so
bits and
true.
pieces of this art to like help people even feel comfortable to get to that point. Like, you know, this is beautiful.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, for sharing, and thank you for chatting with me. And is there a place where do you sell your art? Is there a place where people could find your art? Because it is beautiful.
So currently currently I'm just doing stuff like personally off of my email. I have people just contact me directly. I'm revamping my website because I used to do stuff through Wix.com, but now I want to go and I want to buy my domain name and actually like really customize my website. So I'm trying to figure that out. So currently, if people want to find me, go on my Insta. That's like the thing right now. Really, it's still like it's the place to be. Even when my website was like up and running, people were still just going on my Instagram.
Instagram's the place.
It
man.
really, like
That's
people were like,
great.
"What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?" I would have business cards, and people would be like, "I don't want
that.
want
I
it. Just what's your Instagram?"
What is your Instagram?
Linzy's Heartwork. So
yeah, you said Linzy's
I
Heartwork,
can
yes.
spell it out. It's LINZYS_HEART_work.
Okay,
So,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for gifting that art and sharing that beautiful piece with us and all of your wisdom you shared with me just now. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hi, David.
Hi.
I'm excited to have you here because you just had a few orgasms.
I did.
Can you tell us about them?
What do you mean?
Well, how did they feel? How were they had? Were you penetrating someone? Was it oral? Any details you're willing to share, but I've been wanting to get some post-orgasm glow, so give it to us.
Okay. Yeah, well, I was in a threesome with a guy and another girl. My orgasm was very sensual, direct eye contact, like the good, juicy, like kind of orgasm, like eyes rolling into the back of your head, kind of an orgasm for me personally. I would say, for for
You were thinking back.
thinking back, you know, yeah.
That's-
it was like one of you know what it's like laying next to a man after he's just had sex or had an orgasm. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
He's speechless.
He's speechless. Yeah. Well, I found you grabbing some pie in the kitchen, which is my favorite thing to do post orgasm, is to just mow down on food.
Oh, food. Yes,
just food in general.
Yes,
If pie was present more often in my household, probably pie post sex would be good. But we are pizza people. Pizza people. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely a pizza person.
But do
Yeah.
you feel that glow after sex? Like, do you feel like, are you kind of like in that relaxed state? Like, how are you feeling right now?
It's like, there's like levels to the glow, right? You've got yoga glow, like post yoga glow, like you just got out of hot yoga, sweaty, like, just did this thing. But no, post orgasm glow is like
Whole other level.
like the zenith. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Have you hooked up with these people before?
I have not.
Okay, so it was the first time
It
for you
was the
guys?
first time for us.
Ooh. Was it like a very fluid experience? Or I love
Yeah.
that. Love
Very
that.
fluid. I'm pansexual.
Okay. Beautiful.
Mhm.
Awesome. That's awesome. Is this your first time at a party like this? Or have
It
you
is
been?
not.
Okay, so you're a seasoned explorer.
I wouldn't say seasoned.
You've been to a
Makes
few?
me sound a little old. No, I'm
How many would you say?
well, like official play parties or parties where there's play.
True. That's very different.
Because it's
What about the play? Have you been to the play before?
no, this is
your
my first time
play?
at the play.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But I've been a part of a few different communities. Yeah, and I find it pretty amazing to be able to have these kinds of experiences with such awesome people.
Yeah, it's so rewarding in so many ways. It's the best.
Yeah.
Do you think that you'll end up with one person?
I don't think that's the right question.
Yeah, I don't think so either, actually. Do you want a partner in life?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want a partner in life. I want a family. I want to be a father. I want kids. But I think the hard thing is that I've been married. It's not easy to be with one person forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's, we change, we grow, we evolve. And it's important to understand that, so yes, I am looking for a person.
Yeah.
But-
Are you swayed away from marriage because you were married before
No.
and divorced?
No, I'm
You're
not. I'm not closed off from
Yeah.
the idea of marriage at all. I would get married again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Found the right person.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an event planner, so throw me another party.
Yeah. Throw me another wedding. Twist my arm.
My first one was good. I'm like, now I gotta, and she's not my wife, so I'm like, I gotta throw a better one.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite experiences that you've had at a play party that you'd be willing to share, or a top story?
So I DJ
Oh, fun.
in my spare time. And one of my fantasies was to get a blowjob while I was DJing.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was excellent.
Were you able to focus on the music? I
No.
mean, you can kind of like set the next track, right? So
Well,
you're kind of making.
yeah, DJing isn't, you're not making music, you're mixing. It's
Mhm.
a little easier.
So
to focus on what's happening.
yeah, that's a good dream. I love that for you. Fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. Love it. Well, thanks so much for being here, David. I really appreciate you opening up and sharing a little bit of yourself with us today.
Why not?
Enjoy your pie.
I'm going to try.
I think I'm going to have to go grab
It's the
a
4th of
slice.
July, you know,
I
like
know.
America, apple pie, Chevrolet, baseball,
Pleasure parties.
pleasure parties.
Yes, love it. Cheers to that.
Whoa.
Hi, gorgeous.
Hello, beautiful.
Thank you so much for chatting with me.
I'm so happy to be here chatting with you.
I have seen you a lot throughout today, and I'm just like, dang, she's glowing and so sexy. You've been dancing on the performances for the talent show and like getting your ass spanked on the side of this beautiful fireplace session. I'm just like, oh my God, who is this girl?
She is living her best life.
Yes. Tell me more about you. How, like, what brings you here and like into this energy and space?
I made a big, drastic life change a couple years ago, and it involved leaving a long-term partnership and job and hometown and just really like flinging myself into the abyss of the unknown, and landed in LA and found myself in partnership with someone who was in the lifestyle and got connected to the play. And so their Christmas party 2022 was my first play party ever. And what a first party. Because I've heard the stories of other folks' first play parties, and I'm like, yeah, I really stepped in the right space. And so it's been really fun being in this community, and I use that word really intentionally because it feels so I feel so held in this community and truly safe here and trusted and known and seen. And it just keeps me coming back to this place where like it's like a home base for me. And so exploring through the play has been incredible, and the friends I've made and the sexy communities outside of it. And I'm so grateful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's true. Once you find kind of like a home base, like you described, everything around it, everything just kind of ripples.
Yeah.
And then you feel so much more centered in everything.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes, which we'll see if I can remember the whole thing, is it's about commitment. And a lot of my life recently has been about committing to community. And the quote is, which I found on the side of a Starbucks cup when I was like 21 years old. It says, the irony of commitment is that it's deeply liberating in work and play and love. The act frees us from the tyranny of our inner critic, from the fear that likes to dress up and parade around as rational hesitation. To commit is to remove your head as the barrier to your life. And the reason I share that is because, like, actually what you said about when you can ground down into your home base, into like a community, it allows for so much expansion. And I think people try to do the expansion without the initial anchoring, and then they feel really lost and lonely. And they can't figure out why they can't get things off of the ground, but they haven't dug their roots in first. And so this has been a place where I can like dig my roots in and go from there.
Yeah, beautiful quote. You crushed it.
I know. I got it.
You got it. And yeah, that's so perfectly said too, because it's true. Sometimes when we flap our wings too free too soon, then that's when you can hurt yourself, or it's just it can be more damaging than good, or you don't know your boundaries yet. Like that's how I felt when I started exploring. I was like, oh, I'm like kind of going head first. And I'm like, you know what? Now I feel like I need to take a step back. Like I'm kind of learning my boundaries a little more, and some of these things maybe pushed it too far. And so that's really great advice to like really dig your roots in yourself first.
Right. If we're seeking freedom, we need the structure and the framework to be able to grow into that freedom. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Do you, it seems like you're kind of a kinky person. Do you have any kinks you're willing to share? I saw some impact play earlier or anything else.
Oh my gosh, can I tell you my favorite story from tonight?
Yes, please.
I love getting spanked. So on my lanyard here, my desires are spanks and cuddles.
Love that.
And so we brought out the parachute tonight. Did you see it?
Uh-huh.
And were you in it?
I was in it earlier today, but not like pre-party.
Oh, okay. So when the parachute came out at the party, we all got inside of it and we were in this circle inside of the parachute and people were kind of taking turns like dancing around in the middle. And I went into the middle of the parachute and I said, everyone spank me now. And so I had like 40 hands, 20 people's pair of hands, just going at it, like spanky, 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 spanky. It was like, okay, best moment of my life. Like, great. And then I thought it was over. I was like, yeah, this is great. And somebody I met tonight came up to me and he said, okay, now cuddles? It's like, oh, yeah. Oh my God. And then all of them cuddled around me into the like aftercare that I forgot that I needed. And we all took 3 like really deep breaths together and like being seen for that need in that moment of like the high and somebody being like, wait, like let us take care of you in this way too was so beautiful.
And that you manifested that too in a way. Like
spanks and cuddles delivered.
That was delivered
in abundance.
Oh my God. Cheers to that. Yeah. Oh, amazing. Have you had any orgasmic experiences tonight?
No orgasmic experiences. No.
But that one
Not
is
yet.
Not yet. The night is young.
The night is young.
The night is young. Do you have any, I don't know, aspirations for this space moving forward or?
Yeah. I'm a harm reductionist. And so I think a lot about people who use drugs. And there's a lot of drug use in the play community. And I think because we're such a consent and communication-based community that we need to also transition consent talks and community talks into the substances that we're putting in our body. Because I think we talk a lot about touch and sex and boundaries, and there's not a whole lot of framework of what substances are you on? And hey, let's have this consent talk before you ingest substances in your body. And having some more intentionality around being in an altered state, right? And I think BDSM culture gives us already such a wonderful framework of consent in altered spaces that it's such an easy match. And there seems to be a little bit of a glitch with it. Like there's a little bit, like it's not quite flowing. And so I'd really like this space to have more transparent and direct conversations about substance use.
Yeah, I love that. And I agree fully. I think that's so smart. And I think it's true. It's interesting. The more I've explored the play party scene, like when I first got into it, when I moved to LA like 7 years ago, I did feel like, people are so adventurous, spirited in the play parties and in the, sexual lifestyle, if you will. And so I find that those people are the ones that are also exploring drugs. And those people are the ones that are traveling a lot. And so sometimes I feel like those things go hand in hand, but it is important to like always make sure that you're still respecting your boundaries and like understanding like the flow that you called it and like making sure.
And we're all talking about our STI tests. We also need to talk about our drug tests. Hey, this little baggie that's shown up in front of my face, has this been tested for fentanyl? And that should just be an easy conversation to have as much as talking to a potential partner about their sexual test results.
Yeah. Well, thank you for all, being that voice.
Yeah.
I hope that you're able to, help affect the coming, generations, I guess, or just the future community. I think that's a great idea.
Thanks.
Well, thanks so much for being here and sharing your experience a little bit with us. And I hope you do get some orgasmic experiences tonight.
I think I'm going to go seek one out.
Yes, do it, girl. I support you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sweets, for tuning into this episode. It has just been a day. I am honored to be here. I want you all to experience the play. If you live in LA or you're visiting LA, check it out, theplay.la. And I'm just grateful to all these beautiful people that were so vulnerable with me today, and everyone that came on to share their experiences and their stories and their feelings. And I am just grateful for all of you. And I appreciate all of you listening. As always, thank you so much for coming back week after week. Just be sweet to yourselves. Always be sweet to your lovers, your partners. Be sweet and welcome those sweet releases. I love you guys. Talk soon.